Summer rentals in the Hamptons are cooling off. Robert Frank is here. He's got that story for us. Robert?
Yeah, bargains in the Hamptons. Bargains, all being a relative term when you're talking about the Hamptons. And that's because Hamptons rentals are down 30% compared to last year. Discounts and unrented beach homes are piling up by the day. There are now between 4,000 and 5,000 homes still available if you go on those websites for monthly or seasonal rentals. Now, some high-end brokers, those are the folks who rent the big beachfront homes, they say their business is off more than 50%. So why is this? Well, brokers blame the cold weather. They say a lot of families may be taking time to make summer plans, or they're holding out for bargains in a market that has become very expensive. They say rentals will all be back by July, but some fear all this market volatility, the economic headlines, are causing even the affluent to pull back a little bit on their summer spending. Now, homeowners are cutting rents already by 10 to 20%. So what do you get for your money out east? Well, this 4-bedroom waterfront in Bridgehampton, they were asking $425,000 for the summer. $50,000 price cut on that with the option of just renting for July or August. If you're on a smaller budget, well, this 4-bedroom in East Hampton with a saltwater pool. David, you like that one. Available for $40,000 for August, or buy now, $15,000 just for June. Who knows what the weather will look like in June? Hopefully a little bit better. For more on the entire summer rentals market, including in Aspen, Nantucket, all over the country, check out the Inside Wealth newsletter at cnbc.com/insidewealth, cnbc.com/insidewealth.
Wasn't a big enough pool.
You get frogs.
No, you need laps. You need big laps.
If you're near the water, you can go in the ocean. But that's not a bad, are they realistic in expecting that once the weather improves, things will improve?
So this is the big question in the Hamptons right now. Is this just latecomers that people will finally pour in, or is this a crisis? Did people really make either other plans, or they're just not spending big? My sense is it may be a little bit of both. I hear the very wealthy are either own in the Hamptons, or they're buying, or they're in Europe this year. Europe as a relative price proposition is so much better than the U.S. right now. I mean, Greece, Italy, Spain, south of France, very popular. And I think when you get lower down on the wealth ladder for those, let's say, just affluent who are renting for the summer, I think they're very price sensitive right now. I think they're very sensitive to what's happening in the markets, in the job market, in finance in New York, where there's a lot of volatility. So I think some people may be holding off.
But it hasn't influenced yet the overall home prices in the area.
The sales market is strong. Sales were down a bit in the first quarter just because there's very little inventory. But for the first time, the median sales price in the Hamptons topped $2 million. So that shows that there is demand there for homes that are quality, that are well priced on the sales side. And again, I think that's why the very wealthy are still wanting to be there and spending. But it's that affluent side. But yes, the sales side has been strong when there's product.
Is that skewed, the price part, by the ultra high end and the degree to which hedge funds have moved in?
Absolutely. There was a $70 million purchase in East Hampton in the first quarter. Median is not less affected than the average sale price, but still, yes, a lot of the sales out there are at the very high end, and there's a lot of product. People building new homes.
Why would you rent for $400,000 when you can just buy?
There are many rentals out there for $2 million a month.
Really?
And by the way,
wouldn't you rather own something?
And by the way, those are the ones that have typically totally rented out for the summer. There's several right now listed at either $1 or $2 million a month. And by the way, they're always rented, those properties. And they're not this year. There are about 6 or 7 of them that are in the 7 figures per month.
Maybe
that are still available.
Some of those people have bought, perhaps, to Sarah's point.
That could be.
Because you do have a lot of hedge fund managers now who've moved out of New York. They live in Florida, and then they come back up here for the very warm months in Florida.
That's right. They're no longer New York residents, but
right.
they still summer in the Hamptons because nobody wants to be in Florida in the summer, as they quickly learned.
Yes, they did learn that.
Robert, thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Robert Frank. When we come back, Fun Strats, Tom Lee, some top picks amid the volatility.